Yeah. Now, you know what's really funny about the ending with all the shaking is now I see that as it's like she's just blown herself up and he's sitting next to her. A little sadder than when he sat down. Because I hadn't before, it was more like an emotional shake, but now it's like, oh, something, it's like an explosion in the air that's shaking everything.
Oh, I mean, I didn't think of that, but
That's how I yeah.
Just when you guys are doing, like, you guys need to put more of the white film at the front because a lot of you gave me very little to feed through, so that's why some of your films have been starting.
Yeah.
And also put a lot at the end so I could stop it before it gets smashed off or ripped off the core.
so mine just got
Just
ripped
an
off.
FYI for people. Just because that's why the last two have started so fast.
Right.
There's not like any leeway I get.
There's no leader. Lots and lots. And where'd you get the countdown leader, by the way? Yeah. Run in. I can just tell everybody, run in, get the leader to label and the countdown leader, and then, then we have time to start it. Sorry, what were you saying about your explosion?
I
Was
didn't
it unplanned?
No, I mean, I didn't mean it I didn't mean it to be an explosion, just an
Right.
emotional thing, but.
Yeah, but it works as that too.
I mean, I couldn't find the missing footage, but I think it works. I think it works without it pretty well.
Yeah. And you didn't want to cut in any of the girl?
No. She.
Right. Anybody ever come to claim that footage? Or
Yeah, the next day I was in class and the cage called me. You're like, hey, the chick's down here with your film. I'm like,
But she didn't have
the chick, the girl whose film it is wants it right now. I'm like,
Right.
I'm in class. I mean, I want to.
Yeah.
We cut her teacher was like, okay, let's go. Come on, cut it. I'm like, okay, I really don't feel like I should be even touching this if it's
Right.
not my part of the film. But
Right. But she didn't have your film.
no, it's like, I think one of two things happened. One, it got caught somewhere in between her film and mine, or I ran out of footage. I don't know which one it was.
Well, which did you shoot first? You shot all your interior stuff.
I shot all that.
first,
I shot all that last.
Oh.
Because I needed daylight. Because it was
Yeah.
getting dark by 3:00, and it was
Yeah.
like 2:30 already in there.
Yeah. Well, you guys don't miss any of that.
No, you have a complete
You
story.
do. You have a complete story. You have him actually entering, coming in. You get a sense of who he is. He's projecting that persona throughout. There's nothing missing. There's a few shots you could tighten up and just even make shorter, like the first interactions between them, where he comes up to her, where he's walking up to the bench. He's going to go up and sit on the bench, and then there's a long pause while we see her on the bench, and then we see him walk in and sit down. So those things can easily tightened up. You've got the beginning, middle, and end in the story, so you don't need any of the, how he gets to that point.
Okay, I mean, I know there was one point in there where I was trying to catch it, but I couldn't catch it on the editing where it played the same thing twice.
Yeah.
Like, I knew it was there, but it looked so similar to the stuff before, and I shot that like 3 times. So it was like, okay, here we go again, and then there's like a couple seconds before that, and then it shows it again, but...
Right. Although there's you know, at the start of him on the bench, scooting closer to her, that kind of works because you think, even though it's the same kind of thing, you think, oh, he's just getting a little closer and a little closer and a little closer, you know, and that actually works fine as, you know, the 3 times that he's getting closer. They're a little tight on the edges of the frame, you know, initially. Could you see that through the eyepiece, or was it something that, you know, you wanted them to just be on the edge, but they're a little more on the edge?
I know I wanted them on the edge.
Yeah.
I mean, it came out pretty much the way I wanted it to. What came through.
Right.
I'm not sure. You said there was something wrong with the pressure plates.
No, at the start, because there's a little bleeding at the top with highlights, it looks like there may have been kind of a loose pressure plate that causes some of that, because it's not, the entire frame isn't being exposed the same way, and there's a little bit of smearing. But I didn't see that in any of the other shots, so it was really kind of the start of it, the beginning of his move. Sometimes that happens and it snaps itself back into place because it, you know, it can be left out when you're threading it through and then it jumps back in, or it does vice versa. Sometimes it just gets, you know, jumps out, or it can be left out the entire time. It looks like it snapped back in because I don't see that problem throughout any of the close-up shots. But anything that has focus issues can be the result of that as well.
I don't
Even
know.
if you think it's in focus, it's not being focused properly because the pressure plate is not pressing it firm enough against the gate. So that, you know, that can add to any slight focus problems. So, have your actors seen it yet?
No, that's why I was actually recording it right now.
Oh,
I
you?
am.
Are.
Might be.
Might be.
But no, they actually want to see this pretty bad, and they wanted to know. The guy in particular wanted to know what people thought of him. And
Yeah. Okay. What did we think of him? You think he's good as the pudding face guy?
you're awesome, Dan. You're awesome. Anyway.
Yeah. He did good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like pudding face if it was his face.
Right.
I still don't know what pudding face is.
You don't.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, look. It's a very disturbing series of commercials.
I
Pudding
mean, the
face.
story and the acting like really just carried through. Like, obviously there were some focus issues, but I feel like it's always kind of cool to have an out of focus or a flaw, but to have it be kind of ignored by the audience because everything else is just so kind of good. You know what I mean? And I totally was focused on your story the whole time, mainly because they were just good. They were very funny together.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, you got laughs. So,
This is what I was going for. You know, everybody wants to do serious and like murder. I was like, hey, let's throw a laugh
especially
in
in
here.
something that's going to be like a minute and a half, 2 minutes long. You know, it's good to go for laughs for that. So that was very good. Thank you very much.